Hey guys, and welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys my triple changer. So 3 forms Springer. This is my first time building a triple changer, and I think it turned out pretty well. Stick around to see all 3 modes. So as you can see, we have the obvious vehicle kind of mode here. And unlike the original Springer, which has a more sleek kind of war dynamic look, this just keeps the war look in it. It is very bulky and it's very armored. As you can see, there's guns on the sides. Very chunky kind of car, and there's many different ways for you to put the weapons on, which I actually get on right now. You can see there's one gun right here, another gun here, and the 2 swords, which Springer is known for having. You can take these out, and we'll just take them both on this side. And you can see Springer still looks alright in his mode without the weapons. And you can also place the guns here, which really fills up that gap, which I would say is a main issue in this vehicle mode. There's this big gap here. You can see it because it's PC here, but it looks alright. It looks fine. There's a lot of different options that you get with this guy. You know, you put the weapons up, put the weapons off, even with how you want the car to look. This is the current way I have it, but you can like bring these down and bring this up if you want. You have like many different options, but this is the one I prefer. A little messy, but I kind of want to go for that look, a more messy kind of bulky look. So we have like his windows here. I think it just has a nice flow overall. So now to transform Springer into his helicopter mode. To begin, we're obviously going to need to take out all his weapons. So I already took the other 2 before, but we can just take out his 2 guns and his 2 swords. And as you can see, we'll just give you a closer look at his swords. Here's one of Springer's swords, and here's his other. And then here are his 2 guns. You really have to do some configuring with the guns. Like you would rotate this like that, or you can even keep this down and do this to make it look a bit better. I still think it looks pretty cool. And same with this gun here. For this one, you would bring this down and rotate this upward. And I think asymmetrical guns is a nice detail too, so I just left it the way it is. And so to put Springer into his helicopter mode is pretty easy. As you can see, he looks a lot less bulky without all his weapons, and he looks fairly decent. And I also forgot to mention that he can in fact roll. All the wheels roll, which is really nice. But anyway, putting him into helicopter mode. say those are the main options that look pretty good. Yeah, so Springer helicopter mode, not bad. It rotates around, which is good, and it's definitely somewhat different from its vehicle mode counterpart. These things are rotated in, you know, it's just a bit different in its own way. You have the rotor here, and it is an interesting looking helicopter because it's quite wide at the back. It's not very slim, and I could have slimmed out, but I wanted to give it a more kind of Cybertronian war aspect, so I thought of building like a heavy looking helicopter, and I think this really captures that. Some people might not like that, but I think it looks pretty good. And coming over the bottom, you can see that design aspect of, you know, how there's like all these nice angles in here. As you can see, that came out pretty well. You have this nice shape going on here, and it looks pretty clean at the bottom too, not too messy. And what if you want him to land, right? Because he can't just fly around like this. So for that, you take these panels here and actually bring these down and rotate this inward like that. So yeah, it's yellow. Doesn't look too great, but it works as landing support, I guess. And then we have this section here which folds up. So we have him, you know, being able to land, fly around. Really cool helicopter mode. I think this is definitely the better mode compared to car mode. Some people might not like it again, but I think I like it a lot. It looks pretty good. I'll give you guys a little 360. And now let's transform Springer into what you guys have been waiting for, his robot mode. And then the last thing is you want to lift the arms up. And this loose hinge here might be a little loose, but what this does is this actually acts as a skirt piece, and it comes over in like that, and it really secures everything in together. And you have that, so you can give them a lot more of a bulky look. If you don't like this kind of bulky look, you can just rotate this backward and, you know, do something with it, you know, put it in there like that. Doesn't look too bad, but I prefer this. I think it makes them look a lot more cooler, and I don't know, I just really like that style a bit more. You look more like that. So there you go, you got all that in. Straighten all this out, make sure everything is good, and there you have Springer in his robot mode, which I think looks pretty good. I mean, what do you guys think? I think I did a good job capturing his robot mode. He stands, and yeah, his arms are a bit on the bulkier side, as you can see, but this guy really does have a lot of articulation. I just want to show you guys beside the Legacy Springer. He's a bit shorter, he's a bit smaller, but yeah, they both look cool in their own ways. As you can see, my Springer, it's a bit different. He has kind of like the Drift shoulders from like the IDW comics. He has a skirt piece too, so he's kind of just like a rip-off Drift. Well, anyway, speaking of articulation, this guy's filled with it. His head can look down that much, up quite a bit, and rotate side to side. Full 360 rotation, really nice. And then his arm rotates here at this hinge, but also goes up here on its actual hinge. And maybe you don't like how that looks, but I think it looks alright. And then we have this much of a bend here, and then we also have the bend at the elbow, so you get this complete bend here. And because these pieces are a bit bigger, it'll stop it, but if you don't lift that up, you get more. So yeah, good nice bend at the elbows. And then his hands kind of tilt side to side. Now coming over to more things on his arms, he has like a little kind of butterfly joint here, which is especially great for doing his sword poses. For this though, you need to bring the skirt piece down a bit, and maybe you might like how it looks like that, but you have to bring this down and rotate this around. You know, that just gives him like the ability to be in some really cool sword wielding poses, you know. As for the legs can go up this high when the skirt piece is set like that, but the way this kind of torso piece is built is like you can just lift that up, you know, give him a bit more of a kick. Not too bad. Goes back all the way, and we can move the skirt piece upward, and that'll just allow for almost a split. Maybe if you don't want that, then you get that split, you know, you can just move it to the back. No more skirt piece, but you get a lot of range. And then coming over to the knees, they can bend 90 degrees, really good. And I'm happy I was able to do that with the wheel here. And we also have this extra spot here, which gives you some more articulation. Now the ankles, the toes can go up, go down that much, not too bad. They can rotate out that much, and if you lift this piece up, then you get that much of an ankle tilt inward. And the heels work the same way. They can rotate side to side like this, and then they can rotate up and along with the rest of the toes. So you have a spot for toes, and if you have a spot for his heels. Very interesting. Speaking of his design, I think I did a pretty good job. He does have a bit of a backpack, but it's not too bad. It's not as bad as my older builds or some of my other builds I've done. I think it looks pretty good. And his arms also have a pretty good side profile. They're not, from top view, they kind of look like they stick out a lot. I wouldn't say it's too bad though. I think that's kind of just how he should look, you know, with those big shoulders. And his arms are a bit more bulky, but it's not too bad. I think I like the amount of bulk here. It also has like a nice design going there. Same with the skirt piece. I just really like how he has like this kind of streamlined, cool looking design to him. I'm definitely gonna be trying to do more of these like revamped editions of these G1 characters. So this is kind of a mix of the G1 and IDW counterparts, but like with some inspiration from myself too. So yeah, I think this is like pretty good. And you can come over to his feet. You can see like, you know, like those Gundam mechs, they have like the calf design and stuff. So I try to incorporate that here, as you can see with like how its proportions are built. However, there are these wheels here that looks not too great. It really kind of brings down his overall look. I think though they kind of look cool at the same time, you know, kind of like jetpacks on his feet maybe. Yeah, there isn't really a good place to store these away, and I'm fine with how they look for now. It also like makes his backpack look a bit less big. Yeah, overall just a really nice streamlined design. There is some like non-color match pieces because I don't have pieces, but yeah, I think it looks pretty good. And for weapon storage, you have many different options. You can put his guns here like this. That's like the main option, I would say. You know, pretty default, pretty basic. Now you could store his swords onto here just like that, like how he would in thing. You can obviously hold his swords. I'll just tab this here. You can obviously hold his swords, one per each hand. You know, doesn't look too bad. Looks pretty good. It really has that samurai look to it. And obviously you can hold the gun too. Just tabs in there like that. Yeah, not too bad, not too bad at all. It's looking pretty good. There's also this other cool option I want to show you guys that further builds on this idea of a samurai kind of Springer bot, and that is an additional skirt flap. So what you do is you would fold this down after folding these, and like that. And this is also pretty cool as it'll kind of remove some of this backpack kibble. The guns can just plug into the side here, and then like if you want to store in the swords like onto here like this, it fits in perfectly. And you can also have the swords in these ports here, in these holes. You can have them on the side. You can put the swords here on the side, just like that. On a skirt piece, you can just put them on. That'll give them a really sick kind of more samurai like design, which I really like. Who knows, my next build might be another samurai, I don't know. I'm really liking how this guy turned out. I'm really liking his world mode, everything. I've been really busy, and when I first built this guy, it was all nice and tight and stuff, but it's been like almost like 5 days now, so he's getting a bit loose, getting a bit rusty. I don't really want to do a tutorial for this guy. I think I'm gonna hold off tutorials for a while because they take way too much time. So yeah, sorry guys about that. I don't think I'll be doing a tutorial for him, but hey, we'll keep growing, keep getting better, and we'll do tutorials soon for some other builds. So till then guys, thanks for watching, and God bless you.